Welcome back to Fast Gadgets. Well, what I have here is my fleet of systems that I regularly use, and the question I had for you today is, should I consider upgrading to a new system or should I stay with what I have? So let me give you the rules first. So what I would like to do is get a system that can do some halfway decent gaming, which is not really that important. I would like to have a system that can allow me to render videos faster, and my primary operating system will be Linux. So my requirement is a 4-core i7, and I would like to get the 6700 processor, the newer i7. My current system right now that I use primarily is the Lenovo Yoga 2, which does have an i7, but it's only a 2-core system. I think it is the 4510Y, so it's definitely an older generation processor, but overall it works extremely well, so I am very happy with it. And also, at a minimum, I would like an HD interface. So I need something that's Linux compatible. Pretty much ruled out getting a Mac because I think I have enough of those. I've got the MacBook Air here, which you see right now, which is a 2013 or 14 model, and it is an i7 dual core and works really well. It is my wife's computer, but she does let me use it. I've got the MacBook Pro, which you're seeing now, which is my i5 with 16 gigabytes of RAM and a 480 gigabyte SSD, which works extremely well, but it is a 2011 model. And I have my older MacBook Pro 2008, which, despite how much I love it, I really don't use it that much. Although it does do everything I need it to do, and the one thing I really like is the large 15-inch screen, which is very easy for me to be able to see at a distance. The two go-to machines that I normally use is the Lenovo Yoga 2 Pro, which is a 13.3-inch i7, and the Lenovo Yoga 11, which is an i3, which this video is actually being edited on right now. So either one of those really works well for me. For what I need, but I was thinking if in the future I could afford a new system, why not get something a little bit more powerful so that I could actually do certain functions quicker. So when I render a video right now with the Lenovo Yoga 2 13.3, the Pro, it'll render a video at about half the time of the actual length of the video at 1080p 30 frames. If I'm using the i3, it's about the same length. So if the video was 15 minutes, the render time would be about 15 minutes, which isn't really that bad. I have no complaints, but I did render a couple of large videos, so I have the tutorial series that I've started now, and when I render the larger videos, it definitely does take a considerable amount of time. One advantage I really like of Kdenlive over the Mac operating system in iMovie, which is what I use if I'm using a Mac, the file sizes are much smaller. Something about the X264 compression seems to be way better. So basically, when I upload my video, it only takes about 2 minutes to upload it versus a 2 or 3 gigabyte file for the larger MOV videos that I upload from iMovie. So, and that's not even the full high quality, it's only the high quality, I think the setting is. I really can't remember in iMovie, but in general, I'm thinking, what do I want to get? Now, I do want a system that has preferably a aluminum chassis. So I kind of like the aluminum chassis a lot, so I've been looking at some of the available laptop models that would do that. Alright, so you know what type of computer I'm interested in getting and why I think I need to get it. I wanted to show you a couple of models I was thinking of and see what you think. I don't know what YouTubers you like, but I do watch Mobile Tech Review quite a bit, and there was a video. I'm going to mute this. There was a review on a SmackDown versus a MacBook Pro and this other system, the Razer Blade 2016, which I'm actually pretty interested in. I thought about waiting until, the new MacBook Pro came out, but then I thought, yeah, but considering what you get for the money, and the fact that my first choice of operating system is going to be Linux, does it really make any sense whatsoever for me to wait and hold out for a MacBook when, quite frankly, I've got two of them, and the 2011 i5 MacBook does things that I need. One of the things I do like about the MacBook is the aluminum chassis, and Lisa over at Mobile Tech seems to give this one pretty good benchmarks. Of course, there are trade-offs, as with anything. Gaming isn't my big thing, but I would like to do some gaming, maybe a little bit more. So if I had my way, I think I would have a system with discrete built-in graphics. So my thoughts were a couple of different ones. Well, first of all is the Razer Blade. It's got a 14-inch screen, which I like because I don't want something too large, but I don't want something too small either. It's got GeForce GTX 970 with 6 gigabytes of discrete memory, and I'm thinking that this actually would be great for the type of gaming I do. You have to keep in mind that I'm using a laptop with HD 4000 graphics Intel, and it's good enough. So you can see I don't do a whole lot of gaming. It's not like I'm big on that. Despite that, whichever laptop I buy, I definitely want the Core i7 6700HQ because I want the quad processor for rendering. And this one looks like it's it's running at 2.6 gigahertz, and it can turbo up to 3.5. 16 gigs of RAM, which I'm thinking is probably where I want to hang out at. My current laptop has 8 gigabytes of RAM, so I'm thinking it's time to double that. When I say current, I mean the Lenovo Yoga 2. And my MacBook Pro is at 16 gigabytes, so I did max it out, but it's DDR3, so this would be twice as fast as far as memory goes. Honestly, I'd probably scrap Windows 10 or possibly a dual boot for gaming purposes because a 512 gigabyte would definitely be large enough. And the one thing I don't know is how much this unit is, so I'll have to figure that out. But a couple of other ideas. Now that's like one side of the story. That's probably the more expensive one. And then I was looking at this one. I don't know if anybody's picked up an HP Omen. So this would definitely be a compromise for me, but it probably would be about twice as cheap. My thinking is that the RAM is soldered on board, so I'm kind of stuck with whatever I buy. GTX 960M, more than adequate for me. I'm not concerned at all about the 128 gigabyte SSD. I could actually buy the SSD myself and get one for very little money. I've seen some on eBay that are going for incredibly cheap. Ratings are good. Now, according to Lisa at Mobile Tech, I was watching her video about the Omens. They've scrapped the aluminum unibody and have decided to go with a plastic faux carbon fiber. I've had HPs before. I have no complaints. I've had plastic laptops before, and they work perfectly fine for me. I had a Toshiba, for example, and it was perfectly fine. I just don't know what to think, and I wondered if anybody had actually used this particular laptop and what their opinion of it was for gaming purposes and maybe some rendering of videos. Let's see if we can find the tech specs. So the 960M is encouraging, so it does have an Core i7 And I want to make sure I have a quad core. The Lenovo Yoga 2 is a dual core. I think it's the 4510Y. And it does great rendering and everything. So this is definitely not going to be a purchase I'm going to make anytime too awfully soon. Because really, you saw my fleet of systems. I mean, what do you think? Do I really need to go out and buy a new system? I just don't feel like I do, but that's why I'm asking. And then there was this system, which is somewhat of an upgrade on the Omen. So this one does have a metal chassis. It's got a 256 solid state, 1 terabyte hard drive, 16 gigs of memory, and 6th generation Core i7. This one, to be honest, you know I've got 2 Lenovos. I'm really starting to think this would probably be the one I would buy. And I'm really curious to know if anybody's using this, because for this one there's no reviews, so I could go and do some research on Amazon and so on and just see if there's any other reviews. This might be a Best Buy exclusive, so I may have to find a similar one, and it's actually not available right now, so I'd have to get it somewhere else. I'm not beholden to Best Buy, so I don't think because I'm showing Best Buy that I purchase everything I get at Best Buy. I certainly don't. The MacBook Pro Retina, or sorry, not a Retina, the MacBook Pro, or the MacBook Air, I bought used. The MacBook Pro 2011 I bought used, and the MacBook Pro 2008 I bought used. The Lenovo i3 and the Lenovo i7 are 2 systems that I did buy brand new. So now the Lenovo Yoga 2 I bought in 2014, so it's not like I'm dying for an upgrade. I want to check out and see what the Razer Blade is going for. So if I were to say, yeah, buy now. Okay. Razer Blade 256 gigabyte. $2,000. You know, I do like it, and it's definitely got a higher resolution than the Lenovo. That's the downside about a Lenovo, at least this one. Shout out if you have a different model number of Lenovo you're using or something similar in that price range. And keep in mind again that I'm not the big gamer. I'm just looking more for a faster system with a full quad CPU for rendering. Maybe it'll be a little bit faster, and to be able to play a few more video games than I already am. Yeah, this one is a 15.6 and it's full HD, so certainly not the end of the world. My eyes are not that good anyway, so it might be suitable. Now, it does take the graphics down another notch to the GTX 950. There is another model of this one that's available on Best Buy, and I'm sure it's on Amazon, that has the GTX 960, and there's another one with 965. This right here is a little bit of a downer for me. And I know that I'm going to hear the comments and I'm going to agree with you. You can't have everything. So I want a system that is faster, has more processing power, more GPU power, more storage, and more memory. And I want it to be a gamer too, so I kind of want my cake and eat it too. When I think of, you know, the Yoga 2 Pro and the Yoga 11 I'm using here, you know, I honestly forgot what the Yoga 2 Pro comes in, so let's see if we can find out. Haha, Windows 8.1. No, not even close. Dimensions, display resolution. I do like that Quad HD. It's 3.1 pounds, so I don't think I'll be bothered by 2 more pounds. I mean, I lug around that aluminum unibody MacBook Pro 2011 and it doesn't bother me really. If I wanted something lighter, I still have the Yoga 2 Pro, so I could work with that. So that's my thinking. I don't think I want to quite go with $2,000, but if one of you or a couple of you out there are using this system and you think that it's a good system and your experience has been it works really well for you, I'd be very curious to see what you've done with it and your opinion. I'm not saying I wouldn't get any of these three, and I'm not saying there isn't a different one. So if you have something else you like and you'd like to make a recommendation, shoot it out to me. I definitely would be curious to see what you think. Hope you enjoyed the video. I always like thinking about hardware and buying hardware and window shopping, so comments welcome. Let's see what you're using. See you on the next video.